Beyonce was like 16 when she met Jay-Z, and he was like 30. So that's why I don't listen to that music anymore. I feel like it's the devil.
I feel like I mostly know Jay-Z and P. Diddy from Shark Tank. And I don't know if... I feel like they've both been guest hosts on Shark Tank.
I really like you, Russell, but I kind of want to hate you.
Okay, is the microphone off?
Mine's
There
on
we go.
now.
We figured.
Look at us. Professionals.
Yeah, we both don't do this regularly by any means.
No.
Well, hey.
What's up?
Good to see you.
Ting ting.
Tink tink.
Yeah. What is this?
This is an Ale-8-One. I don't know. It says it's a ginger ale with citrus.
Oh, nice.
So
that sounds delicious.
Maybe good.
For bracing pep.
And its tag is Ale-8, a late one. I don't know what that means.
A late one. I get it. It says a late one at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A late one to what?
Ale-8-One. I don't know.
All
for
right.
a cold one. I've been saying that for the past few days. I don't know why.
A cold
I
one?
want to crack a cold one.
It feels good to crack cold ones.
Yeah.
Even if you're not drinking, just to be like one
Yeah.
of the boys and crack one open.
My husband's sober, so it's just a funny thing to say to him.
It feels
Like,
good.
you want to crack a cold one?
Ultimate crack in a cold one is little cartons of chocolate milk.
Yeah.
You crack that bad boy open.
Delish.
Pretty good.
Yeah. My nephew introduced me to cookies and cream yoo-hoos.
I didn't know that.
They're delicious. They're
Cookies and cream yoo-hoos.
Yeah, they're just like a ball of sugar. It's
Whoa.
Yeah. You got to get through it.
I used to work at Comedy Works as like a busboy for like a year. Even before I started doing comedy, I was just working there because I thought it was cool.
Right.
But on the way up or on the way back, I don't know exits on I-25.
Right.
So if you're like, oh, get off on Fair Play.
Right.
I have no idea
you
what
need
that
a
is.
number.
If you say 178, I know where that is.
Yeah.
And I knew every exit that had a gas station that had Yoo-Hoo in a bottle.
Nice.
I knew exactly.
That's a talent. You should put that on resumes
the way
and shit.
to or from Comedy Works. I'm like, all right, well, I know I'm
Sick.
at least going to get one Yoo-Hoo out of
Yeah,
this.
that's smart. That's smart.
That's my crack.
It's a good way to
one.
plan your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's around chocolatey treats.
It's delicious. I mean, it's not quite milk, but it's good.
No, it's legally
like
they can't
water.
say they're milk.
Yeah.
It's a chocolate drink.
It's a chocolate drink.
Yeah.
It's a I've been kind of tripping on bioengineered food products lately.
What a pivot. Okay.
It's it's a bioengineered food
Is
product,
it?
I'm sure. We should look at one just to see.
When I hear bioengineered food product,
Yeah.
I think of like we're growing meat in a lab.
Start looking at things that you eat.
Is that what it means?
Start looking at things you eat. It's Ritz crackers. It's some peanut butters.
They're all grown in a lab?
It's all garbage food that they're feeding us.
Of course it's garbage food. No one's denying
Anything
that.
that's delicious. Look
Anything
on
that's nice and
like
fun.
like a cake where you're like, is this a cake? Oh, those drumsticks, the drum cones, you know what I'm talking about? Like with ice cream.
Uh-huh.
If you look at it, it doesn't say ice cream. It just says dairy, or it just says ice cream product or dessert, frozen dessert product. It doesn't say, because it's not ice cream.
Oh, okay.
It's a bioengineered food product.
Two things with that. One, on one hand, I have seen like I saw a TikTok once that someone was like, check it out, Dairy Queen doesn't even have ice cream. They can't legally call it ice cream. And then some other guy replied to it, and it's like, because for it to be ice cream, it has to have between this amount of like milk fat in it.
Right.
And they have like 0.5% less. So it's like, it is not a crazy thing. It just has less milk. Like,
Not the drumsticks.
It's
They're crazy
below
things.
the legal limit.
Yeah.
So is it just like, oh, it's not technically ice cream by a legal definition, but it's essentially the same thing? Or it's like, no, this is lard.
It's lard. They left it out to like melt, and it didn't melt, and no bugs ate it.
Well, if no bugs are eating it, that's going to tell you something.
I'm just saying.
Well, also, I eat drumsticks and no bugs eat me. So maybe
No bugs eat you?
maybe it's an internal kind of pesticide.
Right.
Not a bad idea.
Bugs eat me all the time.
What?
Yeah, I usually get like bug bites on my forehead. I don't know why.
Those are
I think
pimples,
I have veins.
Maddie. Come on.
No, it's itchy. It's itchy.
Yeah, those are really bad ones. Yeah. Those are called cysts, I think.
Yes.
But I did also recently find out that almost every syrup is just, it's the first ingredient listed is high fructose corn syrup, and then it's like less than 2% of, and then it's like maple syrup or maple flavoring even.
They're feeding us garbage.
I didn't realize that I haven't been having maple syrup my entire life. And it's kind of clicked because I'm like, there's sometimes where I've had, you know, when you get maple syrup, but it's like in a little glass thing with a little handle, and you taste it and you're like, that tastes terrible.
And there's like a Canadian, like a maple leaf or whatever
that's
on
actual
it.
maple syrup.
Yeah.
If it doesn't taste like liquid butter, apparently that's real maple syrup. So apparently I don't like maple syrup. Apparently I like sugar butter.
It's the same with honey. Like when people are like, don't you like honey? And I put honey on my finger and I eat it. I'm like, no, this is gross.
No.
This is awful.
Bug piss? No,
yeah.
thank you.
Or they're like, put a tablespoon of honey in your tea. I'm like, I can't even taste this. This is crazy. It just tastes like regular tea. Like, what the fuck? I have to like squeeze it in there, you know?
Are you a big tea drinker?
Yeah.
What kind of teas you like?
I like black chai.
Okay.
Tea. I make that quite a bit. And I like a caffeine-free ginger tea. That's good.
You like a sleepy time?
I like a nice fuzzy sock.
Okay.
And a good mug of tea. I work remote, so I sit there with a nice fuzzy sock and a good mug of tea.
Are you on Zoom calls or
a
no?
lot.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But they don't know what's on the bottom.
I was going to ask if you're full robe and...
No, I just wear like pajama pants and, you know, shorts and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like have like I usually black t-shirts are my go-to. That's what I wore today.
Business top.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Hello Kitty bottom.
Yeah, they don't know. I like to be comfortable.
I used to get bullied by my a boss a couple jobs ago, like when COVID first happened, and I would eat lunch, like I'm on a call with my boss. It just happens to be during my lunchtime.
Right.
So I would just.
I hate eating on Zoom calls.
I would just eat in front of him, and he wasn't bothered.
Would you mute when you were like?
Well, when I was chomping, yeah, I'm not full smacking because I'd eat a lot of PB&Js.
Oh, so you're eating a very adult lunch in front of adults.
So I would also drink milk. I would eat a PB&J and drink milk, and that's what he would get mad at, is that I was drinking milk. And he's like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
You're an adult man. He's like,
you should still drink milk. It's good for you.
Well, he was like, you drink water or drink a beer or something. And I'm like, I don't think you can tell me to drink beer on the clock, but I guess that means you're cool.
At least it's more adult.
He would bully me for drinking milk on camera.
Crazy.
That's how I get comfortable on camera.
What kind of milk are you drinking, though?
2%.
2%?
2%.
Oh, wow.
Why did you say it like that?
All right.
Is that very Republican milk?
Yeah. I'm a whole milk drinker.
I think I would drink whole milk.
Mm-hmm.
But
you think you would drink whole milk?
I think in another
I'd
life.
like to think that I would drink whole milk.
But there's you ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
I have.
There's just that one scene where he's like, you know, you're drinking 2%. You could drink whole milk. You're not that fat or whatever. And that's always made me think, oh, so whole milk is for fat, and I don't want to be fat, so I'll drink 2%, which is cooler.
Yeah.
It's more hardcore, I guess.
I have this whole thing right now where they're putting garbage in our food, so I'm going to drink what they're telling us not.
Okay.
So I'm going to eat what they're telling us not to eat. So I'm going to eat butter, and I'm going to and I'm going to drink whole milk, and I'm going to cook with butter. I'm not going to cook with, because if you look at like vegetable oil, it's all soybean oil. So I'm like, I'm going to cook with real shit and get fat. I don't care. You know, I walk.
I walk, so that cancels.
I walk like 3-4 miles a day. Yeah.
So who needs exercise? I went on a walk 2 weeks ago for the first time.
Really?
In years. I walked to Safeway and back.
Wow.
Bought a rotisserie chicken.
Nice. That's, you know,
and I was
that's like you should do like workout videos and stuff.
As I was walking, I was like, I know this is good for me and good. Oh my God, driving is faster.
It is.
Driving is so much faster.
It is. I have a dog.
It's not even comparable.
I have to walk a dog.
I have 2 dogs.
You have 2 dogs? What, do you don't walk them?
No. Really bad dog. Every day I look at my dogs and go, I got to do something with you.
Well, my dog's an absolute nightmare if I don't walk him. I walk him at least 3 miles a day.
You got high energy.
He's a puggle mix.
I think isn't that a slur in Harry Potter?
He's not a muggle.
Oh, sorry.
He's a pug, beagle, and whatever else love.
Okay.
I think he might be I don't know. He's a bunch of stuff. He's got an underwear. Beanie.
Beanie? That's a fun name.
My husband calls him Benjamin.
That's fun. That's good. That's funny.
Yeah, he came with the name. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We think he got that name because he looked like a Beanie Baby.
Uh-huh.
Like he's really little and
Both
weird.
of my dogs came with names, and we renamed them both times.
You renamed them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are thinking about. We're trying to get foster care certified, my wife and I, potentially, and then maybe adoption somewhere along the line.
I'm looking into that too.
And we are also wondering if you're allowed to rename
I don't think
kids.
so. I don't
think
think
we were like, Greg? No.
No.
It's lame as shit.
No.
We got something cool for you.
I think you can change their middle and their last. My grandmother was a foster parent for a long time, so I have a lot of like adopted uncles and aunts.
Oh, yeah?
And you can change like middle and last names for sure.
So you're thinking about it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
For adoption or foster or both?
Both.
Or, yeah.
Anything. Just to help and have something to hang out with. You know?
Just something to squeeze.
Yeah. Just I got too much free time on my hands.
Well, you got jokes about how you love kids
Yeah.
and you want to hang out with kids.
I'm going to do one tonight. I'm excited about
true.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
You never know. You could be a liar.
I love, well, no. Almost all of my comedy is
Lies?
real.
Oh.
Yeah, almost all.
It's all lies except for this one thing.
I did change my last dog's name, though, but I changed it to Sandy, and her name was Morgan. I was like, I don't like a dog with, not a big human name.
It's either, like, my dog's names are Tuba and Kazoo.
Love that.
Dog names.
That's dog names, yeah.
It's something you can yell if your dog gets out and people know you're talking about a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're like,
Morgan?
Melissa.
Yeah. I don't know.
Melissa, get back here, please.
It's cute sometimes, but I couldn't call her Morgan. She just don't look like a Morgan to me.
No,
So.
Morgan.
Just
That sucks. I don't like
mean,
that.
we didn't really like Beanie that much, but it kind of, he answered to it, so we were like, I guess we won't change it.
Got a middle name?
For my dog?
Yeah.
We call him Benjamin J. Dog.
See, that's J.
Yeah.
Dog is his last name.
Yeah.
On his taxes, that's what he has to put.
Yes. He sounds like a lawyer, you know?
like
Benjamin James.
I like doing middle name initial to anyone.
Oh, yeah, it makes you look like an esquire, like an attorney or something. Yeah.
I called Mike Hammock Michael B. Hammock for a while just because of Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
He is Michael B. Hammock.
Is he?
I just made it up. Turns out it works perfectly.
You're a savant.
That's fun inside baseball. I'm a savant. I'm a middle name savant. I used to have a job where I would essentially worked at like a community center. We had a big slide and kids could go up and down it, but someone had to sit at the bottom and someone had to sit at the top to make sure kids weren't like going up the tube and getting kicked in the face on the way down.
Right.
And
kids are so dumb.
I mean, up to me, I would let you do it. That's rad as hell. You got to learn. But insurance-wise,
can't get
sure
kicked in the face.
Kicked your teeth in.
Right. I see
But
what you're
kids
saying.
would come up. I'd be at the top of the slide, and kids would come up. And it's summer, and there's 45 kids, and every single one of them comes up and goes, "My name's Benjamin." And I go, "All right, go down the slide." I'm just trying to keep it moving.
Kids are the best.
They would sit down and go like, "So, my uncle showed me Minecraft the other day." I'm like, "Go down the slide." Go down the slide.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
I love talking to kids. It's so fun.
I do, but when
Yeah.
in a high-stress work situation, I'm
That's
like, I
true.
can't learn your
That's
family
true.
history. The point being, I would just assign them names.
Oh,
So like,
right.
My name's Benjamin. I'm like, you look like a Michael. Michael, get on out of here.
I do that.
So I would just give kids the names I decided that their parents messed up on.
that. You just rename kids.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Every time my dog barks at another dog across the fence, his name is Phil, and I don't know why. So I get that.
Oh, the other dog's name is Phil.
I'm like, oh, hey, Phil, what are we doing? Because he barks at, we kind of have the same, you know. I'm like, you can play with Phil later.
That's a fun bit.
I don't know why. It just happened one day, and like every single dog is Phil. I'm like, we'll talk to Phil later.
Do you have a go-to name when like if you're talking about a theoretical guy, you're like, I don't know, John or whatever his name is. Do you have like a go-to?
No, I don't talk about a lot of theoretical guys.
No. You'll talk about theoretical men?
I don't think so.
Well, this
Not
line of
too
questioning
often.
went nowhere.
I don't know.
Mine's Declan.
Declan?
Yeah.
That's not even a real name.
If I'm trying to say, some guy out there, Declan, whatever his name is.
So you didn't say like Bob or Bill or
No.
something normal?
I said Derek for a while, and then my wife doesn't like that name.
Right.
She's like, I don't like the name Derek.
I've been
So I'm like, okay, Declan.
I've been reading the Bible, and there's
Right.
like a lot of weird names in the
Yeah.
Bible, and
Azerbaijan and all
yeah,
these kinds
it's
of
all
things.
these like weird names. And then the other day I was reading, it was like all these crazy names that I could barely pronounce, and then I was like Dan. I was like, Man, back in Bible days, and your name was Dan
Numbers or whatever, was just like list of like this person's the son of this person who's the son of this person.
I started with the Old Testament.
Skip through that.
Yeah, I started with the Old Testament, and then I had to like go to the New Testament because the Old Testament was giving me like nightmares, and then I started reading the New Testament, which is a little softer.
I can't be Jewish. I can't be Jewish. I don't wanna.
It's a lot of like you do this and you suck, and I'm like, whoa. But then in the New Testament, it's all like, well, if you do it.
Who's to say, right? Old Testament is a lot more. I've said this before, but there's a I can't remember. It might be Elisha, but there's the prophet Elisha summons bears to kill children.
Okay.
Because they called him bald.
Oh.
And he's like, I'm the prophet of God. You don't call me bald. Bears.
Yeah.
Go kill the kids. I bring that up a lot.
They did a lot of bad stuff, and they were wrong.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow. Of like, well, how do you make that work in the philosophy of like, turn the other cheek, and if all these things but also if some kids are mean to you, you can
for sure get bears on them.
That image is the side of a van.
Yeah.
Like that would be painted on the side of a van.
Oop, there's fight.
Dog fight. Phil.
That's Phil.
Phil's getting wacky.
It's all right. Phil's all right.
Like, when you see the side of a van, it's got like a wizard painted on it.
That would be a sick side of a van, though.
A bald man summoning bears to kill children.
Yeah.
That's a cool van.
That would be a really cool van. I wouldn't get in their van, but
but I'd look at it.
Yeah, I would be like, I'm gonna take a picture of that and send it to somebody. Yeah, the Old Testament's a lot about donkeys too. It's like stealing a donkey or wanting a donkey, and I'm like, all right.
Donkey rules.
A lot of donkey rules.
Pretty quiet on slavery in a lot of these places. We've got a lot of donkey rules.
So many donkey rules, and it was just like I was like, God, being a woman back then would be so easy because you just like hung out and wait to get pregnant. Hope my dad gives me to somebody.
Well, it's always those are always preceded by the donkey laws, where it's like, if someone steals your donkey, that's 2 silver.
Right.
Someone steals your wife, 2.5.
2.5 silver. Yeah, a little bit more silver. Be a little bit more upset about it, but not like don't go crazy.
But it's not like gold. Yeah. We're not like
they're like 2.5 silver unless she had a sister. Then even Stevens, just take her sister and that's good. And as long as she's not the firstborn or like the lastborn, if she's one of the ones in the middle, like nobody gives a shit. So yeah,
we want one fresh or aged to perfection.
Yeah, there's one or the other. One or the other.
None of this box wine nonsense.
Yeah, the New Testament's fucking wild.
What do you like?
Or the Old Testament.
Yeah.
The New Testament's great. It was like made me feel much better.
I love Book of Ruth, Boaz, kinsman redeemer. He's gonna marry Ruth to like make up for his brother dying, whatever it is. And that comes up a lot in my wife's conversations. I'm like, who's gonna Boaz? If I die, who has to marry you?
Who has to marry?
Who has to take you to? Because, as we all know, an unmarried woman burden on society.
Oh yeah.
So who's gonna take you up?
Such a burden. Or a widow. Oh, such a burden.
Cry me a river. Whatever, dude.
I've had a goal like this year, or really in the past few months, to like read the whole Bible. So I've been just like going through it, and my husband will just be sitting there, and I'm like, "Oh, this Judas guy, am I right?
Get a load of this.
What is he doing?" I was like, these Pharisees. Ooh, this Pharaoh. What he's doing to Moses is like not cool.
This blows.
I was like, wow, so mean. Don't they know who he is?
They don't know he's God. What the hell? Someone should gotta tell these guys.
Oh, so yeah, my husband's
That's
just like,
so
you
funny.
have to talk about that, and I'm like, I don't know. I got to read it first.
This guy's a real stinker.
Yeah, I was like, he's being so mean. All these plagues, like God's giving all these plagues, and the guy's like, I'll do it. Nah, takes these backseats, and I was like, oh man.
Indian giver?
Yeah. I was like, how many times is he gonna do this? The frogs? Holy crap.
The frogs. What else we got?
Yeah.
Bugs.
Yeah.
Frogs. Kill your first son.
Yeah, the crickets or whatever. Yeah, kill all the first. Yeah, the crickets or the grasshoppers.
Crickets.
Yeah, the crickets.
Like, I think they prefer disabled.
Yeah.
The crookeds.
The rickets. Yeah.
Are you reading through it for any particular purpose, or just like
I just
you
never
haven't
have.
done it before?
I've never done it. And I started going to church, and I'm starting to like explore my faith a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to see what they're talking about. I don't want to just trust somebody. I want to like, and it's working because like I'll like go to church, and then I'm like, oh, and I read that the other day.
Dude.
Yeah.
You just started.
I'm like connecting the dots. And then like, you know, the church we've been going to, he was like, you know, you don't ever compare the word to what you think or the word to someone else. You compare the word to the word. And I'm like, oh, flipping back and forth. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it is wild once you start reading the Bible that you go like, wow, some of the stuff I've heard before.
Yeah.
Not even kind of in here.
Right.
Right. A lot of stuff like Lucifer is the devil.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally not in the Bible anywhere.
No, I haven't read that yet.
No, it's not like he's not like a guy or like
yeah.
the serpent in the Garden of Eden is the devil. Literally, it's never like
no.
People make some big assumptions.
No, he was just a guy that was like, "Come on."
Yeah, yeah, he was just a
he
dick.
Didn't say that. You'll be all right.
He was a stinker. He was just being a little stinker.
Oh, for sure. Well, and then it was like men have to, you know, after that happened, it was like men have to take care of everything, and women are just gonna have a really painful birth. And I was like, oh, gotta run to the deal there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nuts.
Yeah, you guys gotta squeeze.
Yeah.
You gotta squeeze heads.
I was like, wow, we got it really bad. I don't know. It took me a while. And then I was having the bad dream, so I was like, oh, I gotta go back to the New Testament for a
Your
little bit.
bad dream about expediting.
Yes, I had
at a taco kitchen.
My gosh, restaurant dreams. I have not worked at a restaurant in probably 15 years.
Yeah? What was the last restaurant you worked at?
Melting Pot.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's refined.
The first restaurant I ever worked at was a TGI Fridays.
Okay, so you moved up.
Yes, and that was back when it was a TGI Fridays, like the flair and the...
Back when they gave a shit.
Yeah.
Back when this used to be America.
Back when it was like, you only have 32 pieces of flair, like the whole... Yeah, it was legit.
Back when the economy was just through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, TGI Fridays was right in that way.
I like made enough money to like live in an apartment.
Wild.
Isn't that crazy? I worked at TGI Fridays and I have made enough money to live in an apartment and like live my life and find fun,
so
like do stuff.
TGI Fridays. Mm-hmm. Do you know Applebee's?
I do. Never worked at Applebee's, but I did partake in their dollar margaritas before work quite a few times.
Okay.
In my restaurant days.
Do you know Black Eyed Pea?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know Black Eyed Pea?
I feel I don't know if Black Eyed Pea is like a regional thing, but I've talked to many people who don't know what the Black Eyed Pea is.
I don't know. Like I've never like.
But I feel
it's
like
never
that
been
is
my
an
favorite.
Applebee's, it's an adjacent.
It's the same.
It's the bottom tier of the casual dining experiences for sure.
Yes. I worked at a Bahama Breeze. Have you ever heard of one of those?
No. What's a Bahama Breeze?
It's kind of like a TGI Fridays, but like with like Jamaican food. Like
okay,
Caribbean
so you got to do a fun voice
no.
the whole time you were waiting tables?
No.
Oh, okay. What's the point?
I did So I did serve DMX one time.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, I touched his shoulder and I said, excuse me. And he said, it's I.
Wow, in 2004, this was huge news.
Yeah, he had these huge diamonds, and there was like a bunch of people
Taller
at the
than
table.
you thought, shorter than you thought?
I don't think I stood next to him. He was sitting the whole time.
Can you name a DMX song?
I could, yeah. What is it? DMX, my dog's bite. I can't really sing it because there's lots of N words.
There's some cool language in there.
Yeah, I used to only listen to rap and hip hop, not praise music, but
mostly know DMX as an actor. I don't really know his discography.
We're very different ages, though.
I know.
How old are you? You're
29.
I was like, you have a 2 in front of your age. Yes, I'll be 44 next month.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're 14 years older than me.
It's a good jump. Yeah. So of course you know DMX as an actor.
I know him in his movies with Jackie Chan.
No,
I don't think it was Jackie Chan, but he did do a karate movie at some point.
Yeah, he did.
Sure.
It was a good one too. It's actually a pretty good movie. Oh, I can't remember what it was.
Was it Jackie Chan or was it Jet Li?
I think it was Jet Li.
It was Jet
Li because I wasn't like Aaliyah in it or something. You probably don't even know who Aaliyah is. Probably not.
She's black.
Oh my God.
Is that right? Did I get it right? It sucks if I get it wrong.
Yes, you did get it right.
Okay.
She's passed. She had married. She's passed. She had married R. Kelly. That was bad.
Oh. Did she pass under suspicious circumstances?
Yes, she did.
Oh, did she?
Mm-hmm. You should look into that. There you go. I gave you a little nugget.
Whoa, tell me about it. Was this big news?
Also, was terrible.
Back in the 80s or whenever?
She was like, this was in the 90s. She was like,
you're being
an asshole.
nasty.
She was she married R. Kelly when she was like 14 or 15 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's all that, all that P. Diddy stuff that's going on
Yes.
right now, the dark nastiness.
Yeah.
She was in all that stuff. Like the start of it.
Whoa.
Like when they used to make like Little Kim or whoever Biggie's girlfriend like work, and she was like 14 or 15 when they met too. Beyonce was like 16 when she met Jay-Z, and he was like 30. So that's why I don't listen to that music anymore. I feel like it's the devil.
I feel like I mostly know Jay-Z and P. Diddy from Shark Tank. And I don't know if... I feel like they've both been guest hosts on Shark Tank.
I really like you, Russell, but I kind of want to hate you.
You don't like my references?
Get out of here.
Well, we can talk... I know stuff. I know old stuff.
Sure, like what? We did talk about the Bible. That's pretty old.
That's pretty old. We can talk about that more. Let's see. Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, those are old. Yeah.
The Naked Gun.
I love the Naked Gun movies.
What else?
Do you watch the Naked Gun movies?
Yeah.
I like those. I wish they would
Leslie
make those
Nielsen?
again.
I think they're remaking them.
Are they?
Yeah,
They
I
need
think
to.
they're remaking it, and Liam Neeson's going to be...
Oh, it'd be so hard to do now, though, because they
Liam
were like...
Neeson, Leslie Nielsen.
They were pretty not PC.
No,
They'd punch down
clip.
quite a bit.
There's a clip where he's like... They're having a secret meeting. He's like, let's chat in the Japanese garden.
Yeah.
And they go out, and it's just Japanese people standing in flower pots. It's like, it's the dumbest thing.
I love it.
It's so funny.
I don't want to like that, but that's funny.
Those kind of like very shticky.
Yeah, they're
like
the
that, or
best.
like Airplane.
Yeah, or like Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yes.
Love it.
Love those.
I love it.
Have you ever seen... it's a rom-com with Amy Poehler and Paul Rudd called They Came Together.
No, I've never seen that.
And that movie is like, it harkens to those kinds of like
Yeah.
very over-the-top shtick, very stupid humor.
I love that.
Where like there's a guy who's like, well, look over here, look who's got a big stick up his ass. And then he turns around, he has a stick in his butt, and he knocks over like a wine off someone's table. That kind of stuff.
Very
where it's
literal.
Like,
Yeah,
yes.
I like that.
I love those.
Yeah, it's best. It's best.
I love those movies.
They need to make more movies like that.
I love old movies.
Yeah, there you go.
Your childhood films.
I don't think Naked Gun's an old movie.
It's
like It's a Wonderful Life. It's the same.
Okay. When did Naked Gun come out?
I have no idea. It has to have a 9 in front of it, I'm sure. Like 90 something. 2, maybe?
92?
I just made that up. I don't know.
I was still my father at that
Right.
point. I wasn't even my mom yet.
12. So yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch them, I guess.
Did
Right.
you watch nasty movies growing up, or were you pretty
Yeah.
sheltered?
Oh, my parents let me watch whatever. Yeah.
Huh.
I watched whatever. I watched Married with Children and like Simpsons and In Living Color. You don't know what that is at all.
Oh,
Do you know what
I
that is?
what In Living Color
Do you know
is.
what
I
In Living
would
Color is?
walk to the Blockbuster that was 2 miles away from my house.
Mhm.
I would walk to Blockbuster and rent In Living Color because I loved Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And my dad.
That's why you know what it is.
And my dad
The white
taught,
guy on there.
Okay, also who it's not who's the I was gonna say who's the black guy, but it's In Living Color.
The Wayans.
It's not the Wayans, it's not Jamie Foxx. It's the other guy, and he's got like 3 names. It's not Keegan-Michael Key, because that's
Yeah,
from Key and Peele. You know what I'm talking about? There's
I don't know all the
he's got
names.
a bald head.
Yeah.
He had 3 names.
There's Tommy Davidson. There's
not Tommy Davidson. It's the
I'm just
one-
trying to think of all of them that are on there.
Jamie
I have no
Foxx,
idea.
Tommy Davidson, all the Wayans, and there's one other guy. But anyways, my dad taught him karate in Los Angeles.
That's where we were going.
So that's what I was trying to...
Yeah, what time is it? Do we have to do this
In
show
the-
soon?
13 minutes
Okay.
in Living Color
guy
cast.
with 3 names.
Guy with black guy.
Black guy.
Who was it? David Allen Greer.
David Allen Greer loved him.
My dad taught David Allen Greer karate,
Nice.
taekwondo in Los Angeles.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you're like a Hollywood connection baby.
I wish. I wish. He really wanted
Is this
to.
why
like,
you have all this success in comedy?
Yeah, because of David Allen Greer. He really hooked
7
me up.
degrees from David Allen
Yeah,
Greer.
my dad's one connection to Hollywood is the least famous guy on In Living Color. Perfect, great, good.
It's a legacy.
You like Living Color, Mad TV? Put him head to head.
I like In Living Color way more than Mad TV. I never really got into Mad TV. I don't know. Frank Caliendo, is that him? I liked him.
He's the impression guy.
I liked him a lot. He was
Big
funny.
in 2004.
Yeah.
That's kind of your sweet spot.
He's funny. Till I fell off his face with her. No.
Boondock Saints?
No.
All right.
Oh, the cartoon?
No.
Oh.
No.
That's Boondocks.
That's a black
Yeah,
animated show.
I like that show. That's a fun show. But no, it was always like in Living Color mainly that I watched. And sassy shows. Like
sassy shows?
Yeah, like Daria. I used to watch that a lot. You know
That
Daria?
sounds familiar.
Like Beavis and Butthead kind of stuff.
Oh, Cornholio.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to like that. My dad used to watch a lot of crass white guy shows. So that's what I
Gotcha.
grew up on. It's like,
Was your mom cool with that?
no, she hated it. She absolutely hated it.
Not a huge fan?
She would like leave the room and be really pissed off. But didn't have a great dad. No.
No, I mean, my parents raised me in a very loving, wholesome Christian household.
Really?
But they were also like, yeah, you can watch Tombstone when I was like 4.
That's kind of scary.
Watch The Mask and like Ace Ventura and like all these
Right.
things that are like.
I'm arguing with my sister right now because my nephew he's 8 and I want to watch Dumb and Dumber with him. And she's like, I don't know yet.
The only things that I can think of that are super inappropriate in Dumb and Dumber would be, I mean, he would have to get the context. I didn't get the context a long time watching Dumb and Dumber, but when he's in the bathroom stall and the guy's about to like rape him,
Right.
and starts, for the longest time I was like, I don't get what's happening. Why is he mad that he's in the bathroom? Is he not allowed to poop in there? I don't get I didn't get what was happening for a long time.
Well,
but then there's a one point where he's imagining Miss Swanson, he's having a daydream about her, and he pulls up her skirt, and you can see her butt in a little phone.
Or like when he's thinking about touching her boobs, the headlights. Yeah. Maybe there's a couple things, but
other than that, I can't think of anything.
She said maybe when he's 10, and I was like, all right, because there was that and Home Alone, which he watched Home Alone and he loves it. So
Home Alone's fine.
yeah, Home Alone's fine.
Well, a guy puts his foot through a nail.
It's hijinks. You know,
hijinks.
It's not shenanigans. It's hijinks.
Oh. Not shenanigans.
No, I don't like shenanigans.
Okay.
I'm a hijinks gal.
Highbrow hijinks.
Right.
That's it. Those are good knuckle tattoos.
Knuckle tattoos. I've always wanted one of those.
We should just show my daughter Willy Wonka.
Nice.
And they're like, oh, they're in the tunnel, and he starts going like, oh, isn't it creepy or whatever?
Yeah.
Not as scary as I remember, but also I'm almost 30. So I don't know, but I'm like, this is not scary. Actually, my 4-year-old's being kind of a baby about it.
Yeah.
She's being
it's a little scary.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, Gene Wilder's a freak.
Yeah, he's
in
wild.
that movie. Yeah.
But watching Willy Wonka now, we got donated basically a nice big TV, which is very kind. Nice big TV. And like now they have Willy Wonka remastered in 4K kind of thing.
Right.
So now when you're watching them like walk into the chocolate factory for the first time, and it's the chocolate fountain, and it's all these like, because it's like in 4K, you can see how not great it actually is. Like when you remove the nostalgia and you're looking at it in 4K,
right?
Like when they show the tree that's made of candy canes, it's like, oh, that's a PVC pipe that they wrapped red duct tape around.
Why did they do that?
Because you couldn't tell in 1970s.
I'm saying, why did they 4K it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they're like, oh, it's going to look so clean and crisp.
They just
but then
ruin everything.
It makes it look worse because you can tell how they built the set. Everything looks they made it 15 minutes ago.
I like that, though, because everything's CGI now.
Yes.
Like, I like that. That's cool to me. Like, that they actually made stuff and, like, people worked on that shit.
I haven't seen it, but the new Deadpool Wolverine movie, I guess they had Wolverine's arms covered with, like, a long sleeve armor. And people were like, that's not accurate to the comic books.
Ooh.
And they, like, blew up about it. So then they went back and CG'd his bare arms over the like covered arms.
Right.
So every time you see Wolverine with bare arms, no, his arms are cut, but they had to CG fake arms onto his. It's like, was that worth $4 million or however much
I
that
worked
took?
for a 3D movie company for a while, and 3D movies are famously like bad because you just want the gimmick, you know. And there's not a lot of plot. It's just like, look at this cool
It's just
thing.
Look at Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah.
Coins are coming at you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And they would like make us watch these movies, and I'm like, I can't watch another The Rock like pull this helicopter off the skyscraper. I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
He's so
like,
strong, though.
and like I would get paid to watch these movies, and I'm like, I still don't want to do it. Like I'd rather just work.
What was your job?
Oh, I do. I've done collections, like for companies. Yeah,
okay.
I just collect
and then
money.
part of that was like, hey, gang, for
Well,
today's huddle, we're gonna watch.
They would use us to, like, as surveys and stuff. So we had a 3D movie, like a theater in the building, and it was like the best 3D that you'd ever seen in your life. Because most 3D movies you see are all shitty.
Yes.
Because they don't take care of them. They don't take care of the screen, and it's all fuzzy, and it gives you a headache. But this 3D movie was like the 3D theater in there was just perfect. So we would watch it and like give our opinions on like what we liked, and they would give us surveys and stuff afterwards.
More stuff.
Yeah, and it was cool.
More things at me.
It was cool because it was like the recliner chairs, and we'd get popcorn, and like so like we'd have movie day once a week or whatever, once every month, and like. But after a while, I'm just like, I just would rather work or take a walk. Like it was in Boulder, and it was like beautiful outside. I'm like, I'd rather just go take a walk than sit and watch this movie. Like I know that's like first world problems, but
there is like. A 3D movie is not usually like a beautifully crafted movie that happens to have some 3D elements in it.
Right.
It's like the whole movie is a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 6-minute slow-mo scene where a guy's reaching for the bottle, and then it looks like the hand's coming right at me. But if you then bought that DVD and watched it at home sans 3D glasses, it's like, why is this guy slowly reaching for a bottle? Like, if you watch it without the 3D context, there's a lot of like dumb stuff in it.
There's so much like dialogue, like just spilled out of their mouths too, because they have to like tell you really quick so they can get back to the cool stuff, so it'd be like, so we're going to go this way and we're going to do that. Like, not how people talk.
This
I'm
is
like,
how the volcano's erupting.
I'm like, I don't need
know.
20 minutes of word vomit. Like, just do the thing. Like, I don't care. Like, I would get so mad. Like, I'm not like, I don't like watching movies. It's not like my thing. But I'm just like, I need a little bit of plot. I want to care,
Did you have
nice.
a favorite?
What, movie?
A favorite 3D movie?
3D movie. I saw Muppets 3D at Universal Studios.
That's pretty good. That's not
And it was
bad.
4D because they would like spray it and you'd get water on your face. Like he'd spray like a flower or something. Fozzie would spray a flower and you'd like feel the water.
Oh, they did like the 4D?
Yeah.
Like the seats rumble.
The seats rumble. Yeah, and you
I
could
think
like
I
feel.
saw Shrek 4D.
Yeah.
And, like, where it's like Universal Studios is like, oh, he farts, and then they spray.
And it stinks. And like I love that. Like I can't do like a virtual reality get inside something because it kind of makes me sick. But I love like the real. It's 3D, but it's still real. There's still something about to hit you. Like I love that.
There's actually a man who's gonna hit me.
I like. Don't give me like washed out gimmicks. Give me real gimmicks.
Thank you.
Like I want someone to come out and just touch me, and I'll be like, that's fun.
This is a really violent movie.
Yeah,
and there's
like
just guys running around.
Sexual assault 4D.
What's the girl with the dragon tattoo?
Yeah.
4D.
Or like fighting movies. I like fighting movies. Like I could watch like Bruce Lee and like all those movies.
Muppets 3D.
Yeah.
Very violent, notoriously so.
I like fight scenes, like really well choreographed fight. Like Kill Bill stuff would be cool in 3D, I think.
Like John Wick? You watch
I've watched all of John Wick's. I love John Wick's. Love them.
So
Love them.
Cool. The
They're
last
so
one
good.
He's got the fire shotgun.
My favorite part of John Wick is that he has to reload.
Yes.
Like
it does.
It's
I
kind
am
of real.
that guy who I will go like shoulder my wife and go like no trigger discipline on these guns, or like a guy will shoot a revolver 19 times. I'm like, you can't. At that point, just get. It doesn't make any sense.
Like I like that John Wick has to go to the doctor. Like I like that. Like I like that, and he's in pain. Like I mean, kind of.
It is like it has realism to it.
Yeah.
But also there's parts where like he falls. I think it's in the last movie. He falls out of like a 4-story building, hits a bus, rolls off that. And I think we saw it in theaters, and I out loud went, ugh.
Yeah.
Just like it hurt my tummy to watch. But then like, okay, any real person would snap your spine in half, but he gets up and kind of like heartily limps off.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's a few where I'm like, okay, John Wick, but he's John Wick, so
yeah, he is John Wick. He's great.
If you like the first one, then you got to get through the rest. You'll like them.
I've talked to people, and they're like, well, I don't like how they like I like the first one because it's simple.
Yeah.
He shoots a dog.
There's not a lot of plot. Yeah.
And I don't like how the movies get more complicated as it goes on. Which I kind of get on one hand, but on the other hand, like, what do you want to happen?
They do have the same theme though. Like they do. He's still mad about his dog. Like he's still
that complicated. It's like
they're
he
really
tried
not.
to kill that guy killed his dog, so he killed him.
Yeah,
he wasn't supposed to kill that guy, so someone puts a bounty on his head.
for sure.
He defends it. Like, it makes sense, but the memo's getting changed. Oh, speaking of which,
Hey,
That's what a supportive venue sounds like.
that is good stuff.
we got 2 minutes before the show starts.
We got to go do a comedy show for
But,
sure.
At the end of the day, he's shooting people.
Yeah.
And it can't be it kills a dog every time. What's up?
Oh, you're good.
No. This is a part of the podcast.
Yeah, this is totally
a
fine.
wait staff or a staff at the venue will come and have an interaction.
Look, we have the same
This is a part of-
bag. Not cool.
You have the same bag.
Yeah.
From Nomi, Nani.
Hawaii.
Oh,
yeah.
does that say Maui?
We're Hawaii sisters. Yeah, I got mine in Hawaii.
Well, we're
No, you're
on
so
the
cool.
show, so we have to start. We have.
When
to
did you
stop.
go? Are you?
Yeah, when
like,
did you go to
When did you
Maui?
go to Hawaii?
December?
Nice.
December.
I just got back like a month ago.
December of last year.
Nice.
What
I
island?
love it.
We went to Kauai.
You went to Kauai.
Nice.
That's a good.
Oh, that's
island.
the best.
Your microphones are making me like super anxious. Because I just listened to murder podcast, but I want to be on one side.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Thanks
don't.
for letting me part of
Do you want to murder one of us?
Do you want to be in a murder?
That would be good content.
my phone heard you say
My TikToks would blow up.
My
if
algorithm's
you took
gonna
my
go
life.
nuts now.
Go coordinate. No.
No, you're totally
No,
fine.
I don't care.
You're perfect. Yeah.
It's called Bubble Boy. Why? Because we drink a little soda pop.
Because we drink. I haven't opened mine yet, but I'm gonna
It's a
drink it.
non-alcoholic podcast.
Yeah.
For the coolest guys in town.
And Russell kind of lives in a bubble
we kind of talked about John Wick for a while.
for a long time. John Wick in the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible.
The Bible.
Where it's a diverse Applebee's.
Yeah.
And also, I know I made a bye joke, but I'm a Backstreet Boys lady.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
You're not an
everyone,
NSYNC gal.
for the record, let the record show, Your
No,
Honor.
you're good. You're totally good. Oh, that's so funny.
I think that's the
hilarious.
best way to end it if we
Yeah,
gotta end it.
for sure. I always thought you called it the Bubble Boy podcast because you grew up in a bubble.
That's part of it. It's a
Yeah.
double entendre. It's both
Oh.
about my naivete
Right.
and the soda. That's how it
Nice.
started. Was
Good.
I did the Chief Festival
Mm-hmm.
in Trinidad,
Yeah. Love Trinidad.
and
So
like
beautiful.
4 different comedians at different times. We were hanging out and talking, and they were just interrogating me about like what my whole deal is.
You see that? Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so that's funny at least. And then they poured into me the most alcohol I've ever had in my life.
Right.
And like, and at one, Elliot Weber made me do a shot of whiskey. He
Mhm.
said, "Prove you don't hate gay people.
Right.
Drink whiskey." So I'm like, that adds up legally, I think. So I did that.
Elliot
but then
Weber
he
makes
got
shit up.
me. He got me a Coke chaser for the
Yeah.
whiskey, and I put the Coke down so fast. And
Yeah.
he's like, "That was gross. That was disgusting."
You're
I'm
not
like,
even supposed
"What?"
to. You're sipping whiskeys are so much better
Well-
than shooting whiskeys.
Well, he was like, it was gross that you drank Coke that easily. I'm like, that was the gross part? Was drinking Coca-Cola?
What has he had in his
Well,
mouth?
That's that's the whole point. Is people bully me. They're like, ew, you're drinking Dr. Pepper? And I'm like,
Yeah.
you do blow in the bathroom. Not fair. You're crazy.
So true.
They bully me for my like how unhealthy my diet
Yeah.
is. And I'm like, this is the same thing as beer.
Yeah.
This is the same. There's no difference other than I
Yeah.
can drink this and I get bloated. You drink beer and you get hungover
and bloated.
and bloated. Like,
Get over
I
it.
just go through life more anxious
Yeah.
than you. But that's the that's it.
People are so judgy.
So yeah, it's bubble both for the soda, but also
Yeah.
for my naivete. I'm glad you picked up on it.
Yeah, I like that.
You're smart.
I try.
Uh,
No, do the shot of whiskey. No, I'm kidding.
well, enjoy the soda. You
Thank
don't
you.
have to drink
I
it
will.
now.
I'm gonna
It's
drink
not
it.
bad.
Oh, I'm excited.
If you get it cold, it's also been sitting in my car for 2.5 hours.
Oh,
from
nice.
Colorado Springs.
I might get it cold. Yeah.
Maybe get it cold. Mandy Kay, thank you.
Yeah,
Let's go
thank
do
you.
a comedy show.
Yeah, we're
There's
gonna
about
go do a
9
comedy show.
people in there.
Let's
go.
do it.
Give them a hell of a time.
Let's do
All
it.
right. Thank you.